I, for one, was super excited to see Tesla release the new FSD 2.0 beta to a limited group of people. Then I saw this. And I thought, what the heck is Tesla doing? Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. This channel is dedicated to finding out whether I really do know it all or not. If you enjoyed the video, definitely make sure you hit the like button so other people can find it, and also subscribe if you want to see more of these. So this video was inspired by Dr. John, who suggested in the comments to my FSD 2.0 release video up there that he said, why have they picked the people that they've picked to do the full self-driving beta? And also, why did they release it in the middle of the night? So I did have to think about those things. I had kind of been mulling those in the back of my head, but his comment made me go like, yeah, what in the world is Tesla thinking? So I thought I would do an episode on that. It seems to be a reasonable question to ask given who Tesla is releasing this software to. Also, to be clear, that little video clip that I showed at the intro is full self-driving 1 point something, not 2.0. You can tell because the screen looks very different. But the idea is the same. If you've got idiots out there who are going to mistreat the software, you need to be a lot more careful about who you're releasing it to. Also, to be completely plain, of course, I am not a Tesla employee, so this is just my own thoughts about this from the outside in, not from the inside out. I've tested a lot of beta software over the years, including games, and also, I guess most importantly, Autodesk's Maya, which at the time was Alias Maya, I think. I don't know. It was the mid-1990s, and they've changed names so many times, or owners so many times. But anyway, the beta software process is usually something where you have to be a specific type of person that they're looking for, and then you have to fill out a good deal of paperwork about it, including NDAs and stuff, which I thought for sure the FSD 2.0 private beta would have NDAs, but apparently everyone's just releasing videos all over the internet willy-nilly, no problem at all. So it seems like a very bizarre kind of private beta way of releasing things. And in addition, if you think about it, of course, if my 3D animation software failed or if I didn't use it right, it's not going to kill anybody. And full self-driving absolutely can kill somebody if it's not being handled properly. So it seems really critical that Tesla would roll this out in a very, very careful and well thought out manner. And from the outside, at least, it really doesn't seem like they're doing it that way. So during Investor Day on September 22nd, Elon Musk said they were going to release the software to a select group of people, and then he reiterated it at the Q3 earnings call. He basically said that they were going to do it to very careful drivers. They would, of course, roll back the software if anybody mistreated it in some way. So I don't know how they're doing that. I don't know if they have a layer on top of a layer, if they'd have to uninstall it and reinstall it. It seems like a mess. But anyway, so he did say they were going to carefully select the people, but it's kind of unclear how that's happening. A lot of teenagers have access to this. A lot of people who maybe you're not treating it in the best way possible seem to have access to this. It is quite possible that some of the people who are driving the full self-driving beta are using like their parents' car or a friend's car or something like that. They're borrowing it. So again, with an automobile, as opposed to a computer, which you can pretty much lock down and have only one person using it, in this situation, it seems like there are people who might not be the best choices to be the drivers who are driving the cars and also videoing it as they're doing it. So therefore, it's obviously difficult for Tesla to keep this beta to its intended audience, even if there is a very, very specific subset of people they're trying to go for. Also, it seems quite clear that what they're doing is they're kind of rolling out the software geographically. It was quite obvious that California got it first, and then it's been sort of spreading east as it's been going. I'm hoping somebody local to me in Georgia will get it pretty soon, because I would love to go test it out myself, or at least get some videos from people. So if you've got that, definitely contact me at my email address, which is in the description below, or at the end of the video, actually. So anyway, it's not clear what the selection criteria is on Tesla's part, but it is being pushed out. You're not having to request the software. It's coming to people, and you basically just click I agree to all of these terms, which I've got up here, and you get it, right? So it's being pushed to people. It's not being requested by people, which seems, again, an odd way. Like even the Starlink beta, I signed up for the Starlink beta, right? I haven't got it yet, but people had to request to be part of that list. And yes, again, there's a waiver, beta software agreement that you have to click on to enable the software. And then, of course, they said they can roll the software back if you abuse it. But, the people that are testing this are not software engineers. They've not had any special training in terms of beta software. It seems like a very, very challenging and potentially really, really bad situation that Tesla's gotten themselves into. So consider what happens if, and I hope not when, there's a major accident with full self-driving 2 beta, right? Even if it's completely idiotic drivers and they turned it on and they got in the back seat and decided to take a nap or something, and so they're clearly not using the software as it's intended to, it's going to make huge news. It's going to be Tesla's fault, even though the people who are driving the car are legally at fault. It's going to be, in the popular opinion and in the press, it will be Tesla's fault. And you got to remember, like, we're kind of a specialized audience. Most people don't even know this is happening. So if most of the population's first evidence of full self-driving 2.0 is full self-driving kills a person or kills the person who is driving the car or something, that is massively, hugely bad PR. That could set Tesla back. It could even set full self-driving back years. Tesla might have to pull the beta completely off the shelves for a long time, and regulatory approval could be delayed by months or years because of an accident like that. Thus, it seems to me like the risk of releasing the software widely is much higher than the benefit of doing so apparently haphazardly. I mean, I guess they have to have some sort of system. They're probably using the metrics off of people's cars and seeing which ones are being driven properly with the autopilot software or the FSD 1.0, 1.x software. But again, it seems kind of haphazard. And again, the person who normally drives the car does not necessarily have to be the one who is driving it with full self-driving 2.0. Somebody could come home from college and drive their dad's or mom's car or something, right? So then the question becomes, why are they doing it? Could it be that Elon Musk pressed for it come hell or high water, right? He's definitely that kind of guy. Number one, he's a tech geek. He loves his toys, as do I, and he wants to share them, right? But then there's also, I think just as critically, Waymo and GM just got approval to Phoenix for Waymo and San Francisco for GM to drive unattended cars there. And Elon Musk is notably very, very, very competitive. So it's quite possible that he was like, screw these guys. I want to release this software into the wild so that we can steal some of their thunder. I have a feeling that there was some very, let's say, heated discussions at Tesla over this. Probably lawyers were in one camp saying, like, don't do this. Maybe some of the engineers were in one camp saying, don't do this. And then there was a camp that was like, yeah, we got to release this. This is great. And Elon Musk was going, we got to like stick it to GM and we got to stick it to Waymo. And quite clearly, Musk and his party won, obviously, or else it wouldn't be out there right now. So, if you have full self-driving 2 right now, please drive it carefully and drive it the way it's intended to be driven. It's beta software. It's going to break at weird times. In fact, it even says that. It says it will break at the most inopportune moments. So it will do that. So really, really, really be careful. Also, please do a good job of testing it. Hopefully there's a feedback loop. I think there's something where you can actually give instant feedback for something that just happened. So definitely do that, because the faster the software improves, the better it is for everyone. And obviously the rest of us want it someday soon also. So, treat it as the prize that you have. You are the lucky few who have it right now. So treat it kindly so that the rest of us can get it sooner rather than later. And B, as for the rest of us, let's hope for the best, right? The more miles traveled, the more days without a serious issue or accident, the better. First of all, Tesla gets more training data, so hopefully the software gets better and better. But secondly, hopefully, if it's been out for a while, it's less devastating if something bad hits the news. So it'll be like, well, it was 2 months before something bad happened, and they can say, yeah, we have like tens of millions of miles driven and no problems, and then there was this one bad thing, right? So super bad if it happens early on, if it happens in the next days or weeks or something, and hopefully it hasn't happened already. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But I expect it would make national news if there was a serious accident with full self-driving 2. So overall, in my opinion, I think this was a poor decision on Tesla's part. The risk is much higher than the reward in this situation, right? At the very least, they should have been extremely selective about the process of selecting their drivers, and they should have had some online form where people had to go through and fill out how they were going to test it, how they were going to use it properly, et cetera, instead of just, when you get a software update, don't you just always click the accept button and just go for it, right? It seems like that's kind of what people are doing. They're like, okay, cool, click the button and they go. So let's hope it all works out, right? Full self-driving is definitely the future. But public perception is a really big part of this, and regulatory approval is a huge part of it. So I really hope that Tesla succeeds with this, but I think they're gambling here. I think they're taking a real chance. So, fingers crossed it works out for them. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it somewhat informative and maybe entertaining even. If you did, definitely make sure you like the video and subscribe if you want to see more of these. And also please ask me questions in the comments or at my email address, which is drknowitallknows@gmail.com. Till next time, bye-bye.